Back to that late-breaking news. Police and a SWAT team are on the scene of a standoff situation at a motel just south of downtown. The suspect barricaded inside a room. The latest on this standoff coming up in just a second.
Plus, a group of city leaders are letting their voices be heard. They are protesting the idea the Republican National Convention could be held right here in San Antonio.
All right, I want to get you back to that SWAT situation south of downtown. San Antonio Police Department, SWAT team members, and negotiators on the scene of that standoff.
KSAT's Bill Barajas is there live right now at the Travel Lodge in the 1100 block of South Laredo. Now, Bill, what can you tell us?
Yeah, it's now going on about 3 hours since this first started. In the last few minutes, we have listened and watched as negotiators try to communicate with the suspects using a loudspeaker, asking them to come out peacefully, but obviously that has not happened. I want to give you a look at the scene there. You can see members of the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force and SAPD are just in front of that Travel Lodge. Now, we're told a man and woman are inside. The one wanted on a robbery charge, and the man wanted for an aggravated robbery charge. Now, this started at around 9:40 this morning. Police said the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force was trying to serve a warrant for the suspects when they realized what was happening and locked themselves in a room and refused to come out. We are told they have barricaded the door with a mattress. Now, while on scene, we've seen SWAT members and members of the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force with their guns drawn and shields out. We are unsure at this time if there are any weapons inside the motel. Police telling us this is now a waiting game, and they are trying to do everything in their power to make sure this ends peacefully. Just live just south of downtown, Bill Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thanks, Bill. A question of values, brand, dollars, and security. A coalition of local groups and officials making their case against the possibility of San Antonio hosting the 2020 Republican National Convention. Now, the group laid out their reasons at the Bexar County Courthouse. KSAT 12's Garrett Berenger joins us live there, and it sounds like they're pretty dead set.
Yes, absolutely. Though some speakers, including Commissioner Tommy Calvert, noted that they weren't against the RNC ever coming to San Antonio. It's just with President Trump at the head of the party. Now, numerous speakers talked of how the president's inflammatory comments and styles clash with the values that San Antonio holds dear. They also raised concerns about security amid a tense political climate and the possibility of lost dollars spent by Mexican nationals here in San Antonio. Tommy Calvert called the assembled group a growing coalition and warned of pushback if their concerns aren't heeded.
Should our arguments surrounding our security, our brand, and our economy fall on deaf ears, this growing coalition will vote on whether to hold accountable elected officials and boycott businesses that support this nomination process. They have the freedom to support, and we have the freedom to not support.
Now, the Bexar County GOP is urging the city government, on the other hand, to consider San Antonio's bid carefully, preaching the possibility of economic gain. Now, the party also said it was looking forward to presenting some of the positives of hosting the 2020 RNC to the city council sometime in the near future. Live at the Bexar County Courthouse, I'm Garrett Berenger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. Other late-breaking news, 2 people are dead after a C-130 crashed in Savannah, Georgia. We have learned the cargo plane belonged to the Puerto Rico Air National Guard. It went down near Savannah Hilton Head International Airport around 10:30 this morning, San Antonio time. Now, a total of 5 people were on board.
Tensions rising between President Trump's legal team and Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, possible obstruction of justice and campaign collusion with Russia. Special Counsel Robert Mueller has told President Trump that he will subpoena him to come in and talk if he refuses to cooperate. And after months of negotiating, talks stalled between Trump's lawyers and the special counsel. Just recently, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani was brought onto the president's legal team to strike a deal. Legal analysts say if the president refuses to comply with the subpoena, it could lead to a showdown in the Supreme Court.
I think that the only real crisis occurs if you have, in the end, a real war between 2 branches of government where one is saying, you can't tell me what to do.
Just this week, President Trump's attorneys have charted out the questions that Mueller's team might ask the president. Among the topics, the firing of former FBI Director James Comey and the firing of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.
President Trump's health is back in the spotlight. His doctor is out with a new claim that President Trump himself dictated a letter indicating he was in good health after members of the Trump Organization raided his office. During the 2016 campaign, Donald Trump's longtime physician, Dr. Harold Bornstein, declared Trump to be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency. CNN reporting that Dr. Bornstein told them, quote, President Trump dictated that whole letter. I didn't write that letter, end quote. Dr. Bornstein also claims that in February of last year, a team of Trump staffers raided his office, seizing the president's medical records.
I was completely surprised. I feel raped, frightened, and sad.
The White House does not deny that records were taken from Dr. Bornstein's office, but they say it wasn't a raid. A spokesperson for the Trump Organization says Bornstein was cooperative and voluntarily turned over the medical records.
All right, let's get outside, check with City Cam, see what it looks like out there. A few clouds around. We know Ursula Perry is down covering all the 300 commemorative events, and she's avoided all the rain, but will we be able to avoid it? Yeah, continuously.
Well, I think we avoid it today, but it'll be a different story as we get into the next couple of days. You saw it there right now. We're seeing the sun starting to shine through. That means temperatures are warming up quick. We're already up to 80 here in San Antonio. We're looking at mid-80s this afternoon. If you missed the pollen count earlier, here it is. Mold is in the high category. All this humidity continues to kick up those mold spores. Pecan, grass, and pine all low right now. There's a look at the satellite picture with temperatures, and you can see the breaks here over San Antonio and Bexar County now, and that means these temperatures are really going to start to jump up. We're already at 82 at Stinson, 80 Divine. We could see some 90s off to the west where the air is a little bit drier, but that also may help to spark off a thunderstorm or two across our western counties this afternoon as a big upper level low makes its way across the country. We're seeing some energy from that. We're also going to get a weak cool front as we finish out the week, and that'll bring some better rain chances by Friday. For today, though, mostly cloudy, temperatures right around 84, 85 degrees. And breezy and humid conditions continue. We'll talk about our rain chances as we go into the weekend coming up here in just a bit. Guys.
Thanks, Justin. A Southwest flight from Chicago to Newark, New Jersey forced to land today after a window cracked. Now, one passenger sent her son a picture of the damaged window, texting, "Window on plane cracked during flight." The plane landed in Cleveland. The passenger says she just heard loud noise. Now, this incident comes just 2 weeks after another Southwest flight made an emergency landing due to engine failure, killing a passenger.
A shootout at Northwest Side apartment complex back here at home has left one man dead and possibly one other person wounded. Police say they received several calls around 8:30 this morning about the gunfire at the Branch and Medical Center apartments. When officers arrived on Snowden Drive near Babcock, they found one man dead on the balcony of an apartment. And they say he and another person had been arguing with a group of people who showed up at the home. Suddenly, their angry words led to gunfire.
I don't know which of the individuals were shot first or who shot second. I don't know that, but there was plenty of shots exchanged, and again, one down, one dead, and one possibly injured.
Police checking to see whether a gunshot victim who showed up at a nearby hospital was wounded in that shooting. They say they did find a handgun at the scene.
San Antonio police have arrested an 18-year-old woman on charges of trafficking a minor. The police department posted this picture of Brianna Starks on its Facebook page overnight. She was identified by minors who were trafficked for prostitution. Police say Starks helped two male suspects to promote, recruit, and entice young women into prostitution. The Lone Star Fugitive Task Force arrested her without incident. And coming up, next on the news at noon, Kanye West setting off another firestorm, what the rapper said about slavery in a recent interview.
And a couple more guys trying to impress an NFL team. Larry Ramirez with that coming up in sports. And here's a look at those winning lottery numbers as we go to break. You're watching KSAT 12 News at noon. Straight ahead, another way of students' walkouts are taking place across the nation today. The students holding rallies pushing for tougher gun laws and increased school safety. We are live from one local school where students are calling for change.
Plus, sentencing day for James Bradley, the truck driver who pleaded guilty for his role in the smuggling operation that led to 10 deaths. More on how many years he will spend behind bars.
And we're taking a live look at St. Martin's Episcopal Church in Houston, where former First Lady Barbara Bush is lying in repose. An outpouring of tributes continues from Mrs. Bush. More coming up. Today is a National School Walkout Day. Students-led rallies are in memory of the Columbine High School shooting in Littleton, Colorado, which left 13 people dead. Students are speaking out against gun violence.
KSAT 12's Garrett Berger was out at Churchill High School where over 100 students gathered outside the school. Garrett, tell us about that scene.
Well, the front of the school is quiet now, but behind me is the area where students came out, and it was filled just 2 hours ago. They came trickling out at about 10 a.m., some of them carrying signs, others wearing orange ribbons. It was originally planned as a silent protest, but chants and cheers occasionally broke out as cars drove past, beeping their support. Now, though it's been 2 months since the Parkland shooting, these kids aren't giving up on calling for gun reform.
We had a town hall with Congressman Lloyd Doggett, and one of the things he said is one of the reasons the NRA is so powerful is because they're so persistent. So for us, a lot of our power comes in our persistence with this. And seeing 2 months and this much traction still there is really encouraging.
Student organizers at other schools who we spoke with had planned similar events, and like here, most planned to go back into class after they were done. Though at least one of those organizers said there was another group at her school that had planned to stay out. Now, while this protest is about calling for gun legislation, the organizers here didn't have any specific reforms they were calling for. One of them told us that action for everyone means something different. But in their eyes, they're not seeing anything happen, and they want that to change. Live at Churchill High School, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
And today, students are walking out of class to protest and promote gun control. Gunfire erupted at a high school in Florida, leaving one student injured and one arrested. The shooting happened this morning inside a classroom at Forest High School in Ocala, Florida. Authorities say one student shot another in the ankle after an argument. The injured student was taken to the hospital, and the other student was led away in handcuffs. The shooting is still being investigated.
And you at noon, James Matthew Bradley Jr. will spend life in prison for his role in a human smuggling operation that led to the deaths of 10 people discovered in a tractor trailer in a Walmart parking lot here in San Antonio. KSAT 12's Jesse Degollado is live at the federal courthouse with the details.
Well, Tiffany, by rejecting pleas for mercy, the prosecutors say that by sending the 61-year-old truck driver to life in prison should send a strong message to employers here in the U.S.
You are contributing to this problem. You are creating the incentive to take very vulnerable people who are fleeing horrible conditions in their home countries and creating the incentive to take them to the United States in these horrible, horrific, deadly conditions.
Bradley showed no emotion during the sentencing, although in a video showed by his defense team, Bradley apologizes for what was found in the back of his tractor-trailer rig. He said the scene will haunt him the rest of his life, which is how long Bradley will be in federal prison for the deaths of those 10 immigrants. The U.S. attorney pointed out that even if they were able to punish every cartel that's involved in human smuggling, he says that employers are really to blame by luring many of these people who are desperate to work here in the United States. We're live outside the federal courthouse. Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jesse. The war of words between President Trump and fired FBI Director James Comey continues. 15 pages of declassified notes from Comey, adding fresh claims about their private conversations and possible obstruction of justice. New release memos from Comey shows President Trump's apparent fixation with the so-called dirty dossier leakers and the fate of his former national security advisor, Michael Flynn. Comey writes in his memos that the president asked him about an allegation in the dossier that was filmed in a Moscow hotel with prostitutes. Comey says the president even asked him to investigate the matter so the First Lady, Melania Trump, could be reassured that the claims are false.
And he interrupted, started talking about it. You know, do I look like a guy who needs hookers?
Comey also says President Trump asked him in a later conversation to be easy on Flynn. President Trump fired back, tweeting memos just out and show clearly that there was no collusion and no obstruction. Also, Comey leaked classified information.
And this morning, it started off cool, and so far, clear skies. A little bit
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Low temperature this morning, 58. We're only up to 63 now. So with the clouds we've had around today, not a whole lot of a warm up. Now, over the next few hours, I think we're going to see a little bit of sun peeking through. And like I said, warming us up into the low 70s. But really not a warm day today by any means. Winds are out of the east, just at about 15 miles per hour. Humidity sitting right at 60%. Now, we have been watching some rain off closer to the border this morning. Pretty big swath of rain from Del Rio down to south of Eagle Pass. But as that has moved east, it has really started to fall apart here. And there's a little bit of very light rain in South Bexar County right now. But that is it. So as we head into the afternoon hours, be looking for a little bit of sun. Temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s when the kiddos are heading home from school. But it is going to stay pretty cool today. And I think that's some good news if you're heading out for any fiesta activities. No rain this evening, but rain chances do return tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a full forecast. That'll be in just a few minutes. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Katie. A Florida community is mourning the loss of 2 sheriff deputies shot and killed in an ambush. Sergeant Noel Ramirez and Deputy Sheriff Taylor Lindsay from Gilchrist County were shot yesterday. The sheriff's office said the 2 men were eating at a restaurant in Trenton when a man walked up and shot them without warning. The shooter was identified as 59-year-old John Hubert Hino. He was found dead outside the restaurant. There's still no word yet on a motive.
This is a live look from St. Martin's Episcopal Church, where former First Lady Barbara Bush is lying in repose. People are already preparing to say farewell to her. Mrs. Bush died on Tuesday at age 92 from congestive heart failure. A public viewing is currently underway. Meantime, as former First Lady Barbara Bush lie in repose at St. Martin's Episcopal Church, Mrs. Bush touched so many lives. ABC's Natalie Brunell joins us from Houston with more on the celebration of her life.
Over the next 2 days, St. Martin's Church, where the Bushes raised their children, will play host to community members, world leaders, and Barbara Bush's family and friends in a celebration of the former First Lady just the way she intended it.
She really wanted it to be very simple. She thinks, she would say she didn't want much fuss.
The Bush's pastor of 10 years, knowing very well what her family also knew. Barbara had an unshakable calm when it came time to say her final goodbye.
My grandmother was so at peace at the end. It was really a peace that was set in her incredible faith. It's also a peace that I believe was derived by having her husband there by her side.
The matriarch of a political dynasty, hers was a life well lived, marked by a lasting impact on so many generations. At the Barbara Pierce Bush Elementary School in Houston, where she often visited, she continues to inspire children to dream big.
She read a story to us, and she inspired lots of people to read more often.
Literacy, a big part of her legacy, spreading light and joy with the same energy Barbara Bush brought to life every day.
This is not sad. This is celebrating an extraordinary life that she always recognized.
A private funeral will be held here at the church tomorrow at 11 a.m. for about 1,500 guests. The Obamas, the Clintons, and First Lady Melania Trump are all scheduled to attend. The White House says President Trump will not be here because his added security would disrupt the ceremony. Natalie Brunell, ABC News, Houston.
Barbara Bush's funeral will be held tomorrow in Houston at St. Martin's Church. Services begin at 11 a.m. We will have a crew in Houston, and we'll carry the services in a live stream on our website, ksat.com. It'll be a simple service following the wishes of the former First Lady, as you heard. A private burial will be held in College Station.
Only one person may have pulled the trigger, but San Antonio police are looking for 3 people in connection with a murder. Someone shot and killed 33-year-old Robert Cerna early this morning outside a Southside Motel 6. Officers who answered the call around 1 a.m. found him in the parking lot of the motel near Interstate 37 and Hot Wells. A police report says Cerna was talking to a woman there when 2 men came out of a hiding nearby. There was a confrontation and Cerna was shot twice in the head. Police say all 3 people, including the woman, sped away in a black sedan.
Coming up in a few minutes in Big Board Sports, yeah, that guy's got that foul ball, but what he had to go through to get it, almost hurt himself.
Plus, Wells Fargo facing a hefty fine. Find out just how much the bank will have to pay up in a huge scandal that impacted customers.
But first, as we go to breakers, look at those winning lottery numbers. You are watching KSAT 12 News at noon.
Fiesta San Antonio from the VisionWorks family.
Wells Fargo will have to shell out a whopping $1 billion to federal regulators to settle charges tied to its mortgage and auto lending business. It appears that none of the money will go directly to the victims of Wells Fargo's abuses, though. Last year, the bank was accused of charging as many as 570,000 clients for car insurance they didn't need and charging mortgage borrowers unfair fees. Wells Fargo also opened 3.5 million fake customer accounts by employees forced to meet aggressive sales goals.
And Dick's Sporting Goods plans to destroy all the assault rifles pulled from its store shelves. Back in February, the store announced it would stop selling weapons like the one used to kill 17 people in Parkland, Florida school shooting. Dick's preferred not to say how the weapons will be destroyed. The company previously said it will also raise the minimum age for all gun sales to 21. The CEO and other executives were moved to take action after hearing the Parkland survivors' demand for gun control. And new tonight at 6. Tonight at 6, she's focused, she has moves, and she has the skills. She's just 5 years old. Meet the local girl whose basketball skills is getting her a lot of attention at her local YMCA, coming up tonight.
Look at her dribbling.
I know.
You see that?
Skills,
wow.
Moves, that's right.
That's awesome. All right, so last night Fiesta got started. Tonight it continues.
Yes.
And it's all about the weather now. Hate to drop that in your lap like that, but
yes. So yesterday was great, right? Humidity was low. I mean, it was very, very enjoyable out there. And for any activities this evening, it's going to be cloudy, but that's going to help to keep us a little bit cooler. And we're not going to have any rain to worry about until tomorrow. And even the showers that will be around tomorrow, I don't think are going to give you too much trouble at all. So we'll talk about that coming up. The aquifer is down 0.4 of a foot in the last 24 hours. I have some folks in the newsroom here saying, what is in the air today? Feel pretty crummy. It's the oak. It's back up to a high count today of 910. Then we got mold, sycamore, pecan, grass, and willow tree. All for you right here. Your full forecast is up in just a few minutes.
Hey, straight ahead, we're going to get you back to that late-breaking news. Surprise discovery. Animal Care Services locating dozens of animals found at a home, and isn't the first time animals have been seized from that home.
Plus, the latest after one person is killed when a Southwest Airlines plane makes an emergency landing due to engine failure while in midair. We're going to have more on what led up to that fatal encounter.
As we mentioned, that late-breaking news, we're continuing to follow the seizure of almost 50 animals at a home on the west side.
Animal Care Services recovered puppies, pheasants, and a large amount of exotic birds. Of course, KSAT 12's Bill Barajas has been on the scene all morning long. So, Bill, has ACS now wrapped up, and have you been able to talk to the homeowner?
Yeah, we talked to the homeowner just a couple of minutes ago. She did not want to go on camera and was obviously very upset, but thankful, she tells us, that they let her keep at least 2 of her cats. Now, this all started at about 9:30 here at home on the 200 block of Pendleton. Neighbors initially alerted ACS about the situation because of the noise and smell. Now, ACS tells me the conditions inside were very unsanitary. There were just too many animals in a very small space. Luckily, it appears all the animals seem to be in okay shape, but ACS says they will have their vet evaluate them. Now, as far as the homeowner, ACS says they have had to deal with her in the past.
This has been a lady that we've been kind of working on and off with for the better part of over 2 years. We have actually removed animals from location before. So when we got some calls about the smell and things like that, came out, investigated, and it turns out she's reverted, back to collecting animals.
And ACS says they will wrap up their investigation and then decide whether the homeowner will be charged. As of right now, she is not being charged with anything. Live on the west side, Bill Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thanks for that update, Bill. Now we want to update you on the deadly engine explosion on a Southwest flight that we first told you about yesterday on the news at noon. The mid-air blast shattering a window and hurling shrapnel into the plane. It killed a mother on board. It was the first deadly accident involving a domestic airline since 2009. ABC's Aaron Katersky has the latest on the circumstances surrounding that landing.
The left engine of Southwest Flight 1380 showed signs of metal fatigue. 20 minutes into the flight from New York City to Dallas, it exploded, sending debris through this window and into a passenger.
I can't say that I slept very well last night. I'm sure most passengers did not sleep very well last night. I'm terribly, terribly sorry for the family. My heart goes out to them.
With the cabin rapidly depressurizing, Peggy Phillips, a registered nurse, removed her oxygen mask and began CPR.
I just did what I do, and it kicked in. I did what needed to be done, what any registered nurse would do.
Jennifer Reardon, a married mother of 2, died from her injuries. Relatives called her the bedrock of our family. At least 7 passengers were injured. Others braced for the worst, at least one hopping online to communicate with family.
If these are my last few moments on Earth, like I want people to know what happened. And it was just the most terrifying experience.
Engines do fail, but the debris is supposed to be contained.
It's very unusual, and so we are taking this event extremely seriously. This should not happen.
Southwest had an uncontained engine failure in another 737 2 years ago.
We don't know the cause of this incident, and it's premature to even link it to other engine failures that have occurred.
Investigators will now work to determine whether there's a broader problem with 737 engines. A piece of this one was found 60 miles away from the Philadelphia airport. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
And just today, passengers on a Southwest flight from Nashville experienced some frightening moments as well. Flight 577 took off from Nashville International Airport and then was forced to turn around minutes later after the plane struck a bird. The aircraft will be taken out of service to be checked out. 70 passengers were on board. Southwest says they're working to get those passengers to their destinations.
We are learning that CIA Director Mike Pompeo met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just a few weeks ago. The White House says on Easter weekend, in absolute secrecy, Pompeo traveled to Pyongyang and met with Kim Jong-un. President Trump says the meeting went very smoothly and a good relationship was formed. He also says details of a summit are being worked out now. Denuclearization will be a great thing for the world, but also for North Korea. The president hopes the talks will lead to that one-on-one summit like in early June.
Let's see what happens. We'll either have a very good meeting or we won't have a good meeting. And maybe we won't even have a meeting at all, depending on what's going in.
The president said they narrowed the location to 5 possible venues. One senior U.S. official said China won't be one of them, nor is the U.S. likely. Next week, the North and South are set to hold their summit and have agreed to have portions of the meeting broadcast live.
Taking a live look outside with CityCam, we have got a pretty day on tap. It's just not quite there yet.
Well, skies will clear and we'll see lower humidity moving in. So almost improving conditions, if you want to call it that. We started off sort of cloudy and humid this morning. Want to pass along the pollen count. If you missed it earlier, oak is in the moderate category, but it's going down. Mold, pecan in there in the low categories. Willow and sycamore showed up today. Grass also low. And as we take a look at the satellite picture, you can see where that front is. It's moving through San Antonio as we speak, and there are the clouds. Once those pass by, we'll see those clearing skies. Sun will pop out, and I still think we'll get close to 80 today, despite the fact we have this front moving through. 75 right now in Helotes, 75 Boulevardy, 74 New Braunfels, 71 currently in Seguin. Forecast calls for those temperatures top out close to 81 degrees. We'll call it partly cloudy with lower humidity by 10 o'clock. There still could be a stray shower south of San Antonio as we go into the evening hours. Coming up, we're going to talk about rain chances for the weekend, and could we see any strong storms? We'll have more on that coming up in just a bit. David?
Thank you, Justin. The latest on Bill Cosby's sexual assault trial. Today, the mother of his accusers taking the stand. Gianna Constand says Cosby described in graphic detail his sexual encounter with her daughter and then apologized. Constand told the jury she called Cosby demanding to know the medication he had given her daughter. She says her daughter's behavior changed after leaving Temple University in March of 2004, about 2 months after the alleged assault. Cosby is charged with drugging and molesting Andrea Constand.
Presidents, first ladies, and many who knew Barbara Bush are praising her devotion to the nation, her family, and literacy. The former First Lady passed away yesterday in Houston at the age of 92. She was diagnosed with Graves' disease in the 1980s and also had congestive heart failure and COPD, which affects the lungs. Mrs. Bush was 16 years old when she met President George H.W. Bush. They were married for more than 70 years. A makeshift memorial lies outside of her gated community, and neighbors are saying that she will be missed.
I just think she was just the ultimate lady. She was the ultimate lady, and they had the ultimate marriage, and she just was so kind and gentle, and yet had a fabulous sense of humor. Fabulous sense of humor.
She will be laid to rest on the library grounds next to her daughter, Robin Bush. We will be live streaming the funeral service this Saturday at 11 a.m. It'll be from Houston on our website, ksat.com.
Back here at home, a massive fire at a Northwest Side used car lot. Now just a charred shell with litter debris and flames after it ripped through there. Fire tore through a building, and at least 5 cars this morning at the lot on Bandera Road near Mainland Drive. It broke out at some time before 7 o'clock, attracting the attention of rush hour drivers on the busy road. Firefighters noticed it too before it even reached the area.
And the first units responding reported they could see heavy smoke as they were coming down Bandera. So when we arrived on scene, the building was already fully involved.
The fire was so intense that they had to fight it strictly from the outside. At one point, they were worried about the fire spreading to other businesses in the area, but firefighters managed to put out the flames. Arson investigators are trying to determine the cause of that fire.
Coming up next on the news at noon, Via Metropolitan Transit officially introducing its newest and biggest compressed natural gas fueling station, what you can expect.
Spurs trying to build on some positives from Game 2 as they get ready for Game 3 tomorrow night. Larry Ramirez with more on that in sports. But first, here's a look at those winning lottery numbers. You're watching KSAT 12 News at noon.
Watch GMSA starting April 16th to find out which area HEB will be giving away your free KSAT 12 Fiesta medal.
Wainwright Injury Lawyers, winning clients the most money possible.
My accident caused a broken femur, ankle, ribs, and shoulder blade. The right lawyers won me $146,955.
Call Power Lawyer Wainwright, 888-8888.
World Car for a lifetime.
I'm sure you've heard Becky say that line before, but I want to let you know what that means for you. World Car provides you with a lifetime warranty on every new car for as long as you own it. Should you need it, it covers costly items and repairs. Plus, you're provided with 24/7 roadside assistance anywhere and forever. For your next new vehicle, see the dealer that provides a great service to you.
World Car for a lifetime.
San Antonio is awesome. We can make it even better. We want a strong future workforce, lower school dropout rates, and more engaged local citizens. How do we do it? Early childhood education, of course. Pre-K for SA was designed to get us there, with education centers, grants, and teacher development. Pre-K for SA will impact over 200,000 students by 2020. Look out, San Antonio. Here we come.
Pre-K for SA. Early inspiration, future success.
Wainwright Injury Lawyers, fight to win.
I was at the eye doctor when a car crashed into the wall and hit me. I had shoulder and knee injuries. Wainwright got me $246,599.
Call Wainwright Injury Lawyers now.
This month is National Donate Life Month, and today KSAT 12, along with our community partners, are hosting a phone bank. The number to call on your screen, 210-351-1363. Now, we are hoping to raise awareness about becoming an organ donor and saving lives. Today, one family is speaking on giving the gift of life. Dale and Joy Christian They tragically lost their son Dylan in a car accident back in 2014. Dylan fell asleep at the wheel. He hit a concrete barrier. He suffered severe head trauma and died. And they soon found out that he was an organ donor. His organs were then given away, and they saved the lives of 4 other people. The family says the lives that were saved gives them peace and comfort.
That was a way of God really starting the healing process with us, that he was bringing good out of a bad situation. And a really good part of it was that we knew Dylan would still, part of him was still being other people.
Such an inspiring story. Now, one woman received Dylan's cornea. She was able to see again. 3 other people benefited from Dylan's organs as well. And did you know that the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance serves more than 7 million people in 56 Central and South Texas counties? There is a shortage, though, of organ donors in this country, and that's the reason for our phone bank. David Sears is standing by now with more on how you can help.
As you can see, we've got a lot of volunteers in Studio B. Clarissa Thompson is here as well. First off, 11,000 people are waiting for donations just here in Texas alone.
That's right, 11,000 men, women, and children. So there's a critical need, and one person can make a huge difference by saving 75 lives just by signing up.
And you see the folks here, we've got some police officers who have volunteered. Of course, they've had a couple of officers that have lost their lives but have donated organs. And I think Police Officer Green was telling us earlier that 8 lives were saved from Moreno and Decker, those
That's
2 officers,
right.
when they lost their lives. So you can sign up and you can save lives.
You can make a difference, and it's so easy to do. I mean, just call in today and we'll help you out.
Why do you think people are hesitant when it comes to signing up? When you ask them, why do you not sign up? What's their answer?
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. The number one reason people don't sign up is they think they will not receive the proper health care if they are a registered organ donor. But the fact is, donation is only considered after every life-saving effort has happened. And actually, doctors and nurses don't even have access to the registry. It's Texas Organ Sharing Alliance that is able to verify someone's registration.
And it's easy.
It's super easy.
How easy is it?
So easy. You can call in today. We'll send you a form, and you can even get a free Fiesta medal.
We're getting that. We're at Fiesta time, so a little incentive. So if you call in today, you fill out the form, you take it to your office, and look what you get. You get a Fiesta. Everybody wants a Fiesta medal, so be an organ donor and get a Fiesta medal. How do you beat that?
Yeah,
that's pretty good. And the serious part of it is you're saving lives.
You're saving lives, 75 lives from one organ, eye, and tissue donor.
From one organ, eye, and tissue donor. That's absolutely amazing. All right, Clarissa, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Phone number right there. There it is, 351-1363. Call up. Hey, you know,
so many people, their lives are hanging in the balance. I'm sure everyone out there has someone who needs an organ donated, so call now. Moving on to other news, compressed natural gas, referred to as CNG fuel. It is known for being cleaner, more abundant, and cheaper. Today, VIA held an official dedication for its newest and now largest compressed natural gas fueling station in the country. Last year, VIA started the process of undergoing a full conversion to CNG fuel, which will be completed in 2020. The fueling station has 10 fueling lanes. It's also where CPS drops off natural gas and is compressed and converted into CNG fuel.
For our region, it means cleaner air, healthier environment. For our riders, it means a quieter trip.
This CNG station will save VIA $8.5 million in fuel costs per year, a big payback from the $11 to $12 million invested in building that fueling station. Arndt says that the next step several years into the future is to look into a fleet of electric buses.
Live look outside with City Cam. Clean air, cool air. This is what we like right here, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the good stuff. You know, April has been pretty good to us so far. And we're seeing a cool front move through today. That means we'll see a nice evening tonight, some coolish temperatures overnight tonight. We only got down to 65 last night, so that was fairly warm. 75 is the high so far today. I think we'll get pretty close to the average of 81. No rainfall. There could be a few light showers south of San Antonio today. But the better chance for rain, and hopefully we'll get a little bit, is this weekend. We'll talk more about that forecast coming up.
There was always the concern that they could start firing at any time.
A 51-day standoff.
I knew we had a very, very dangerous situation.
A fiery end.
There were different times I saw David Koresh from the window.
Tonight at 10, a witness to Waco on the Night Beat.
I was driving home from church and a drunk driver smashed into my car, and I was really scared because I had never been in an accident like that before. I'm really glad that I called Jim Adler because I was able to get a new car, have my medical expenses covered. I would definitely recommend calling Jim Adler just because it was so convenient, it was so easy. They take care of everything.
I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer, and you can count on me to fight for you.
210-531-0000.
When celebrating Fiesta, let's keep the San Antonio area safe. Join the millions of American adults who have either been a designated driver or used one.
Thanks to Texans drinking responsibly, drunk driving fatalities are at a record low. Let's continue to keep San Antonio roads safe.
Make a plan to make it home. Remember, celebrate responsibly.
Don't drink and drive. Just don't do it.
Happy Fiesta from your friends at Bud Light and Silver Eagle Distributors.
And the San Antonio Police Department.
Viva Fiesta!
Hey, what good is a brand new vehicle if you can't afford the down payment? At Red McCombs Toyota, you can keep your money for Fiesta and drive with absolutely no money down.
Hurry and buy with 0 down, 0 state sales tax, and 0% for 60 months. Or get a new 2018 Camry just $279 a month, or a new 2018 Corolla just $239 a month.
So hurry to Red McCombs Toyota under the giant flag on I-10 at UTSA Boulevard.
RedMcCombsToyota.com.
What's going on?
A coup, sir.
One man decides if President Kirkman is mentally fit for office.
You sure you answer my questions?
Michael J. Fox joins the cast for the rest of the season.
I got a job to do.
New Designated Survivor tonight on ABC.
Fiesta starting tomorrow. All eyes on the weather.
It is. And for the most part, we're looking at the 7-day forecast. It looks like things will cooperate.
Sort of.
Saturday is the one day that we're going to have to keep a close eye on.
You had to add that.
Well, and I know the timing's not great, but we could use a little bit of rain. So maybe we can fit it in between events.
Have it rain at night.
That might work. Here's the humidity tracker, and we can't get a lot of cold air this time of year, but what we can get is some drier air, and that's starting to funnel in behind a frontal boundary that's shifting through South Texas as we speak. The dew point in San Antonio is still 63, but that dry air is just on our doorstep. We've got 20s and 40s, and that is very, very comfortable air. That'll be shifting in tonight, so it'll be a back porch kind of night. You can go outside and enjoy just some comfortable air, and that'll be around tonight and into tomorrow before the moisture starts to increase yet again ahead of our next storm system. We can see the front very clearly because we've got cloud cover right along the front, and it's shifting south. So we've had some on and off clouds through the morning. It's really been pretty cloudy, but I think the clearing line moves through, and we'll see clearing skies going into this evening. There could be a few showers, though, down to the south of San Antonio as this front slowly makes its way in that direction. There's still perhaps enough moisture there, and there's just a little bit of lift to maybe get a shower or two going. But we had a break in the clouds. Now we're getting another round of clouds moving through here in San Antonio. Mostly cloudy at the airport. Temperature is at 75. Dew point is at 63, but we've got our northeasterly winds now, so that'll start to bring that dew point down. 77 in Kerrville, 76 Uvalde, 76 in Fredericksburg. The air behind this front is not necessarily cool. Again, it's just drier, and the winds now starting to pick up in Fredericksburg and Kerrville. So we're seeing winds at about 18 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour there in Kerrville. We could see some gusts higher than that, and so it will be fairly breezy into tonight. Gusts right now at 22 miles per hour in Fredericksburg. We've got storm, well, actually, this is our second storm here. Storm 1's back over here, but this is the second storm that we're watching that'll be moving in this weekend. And when it does move through, it should kick up some thunderstorms, as we talked about. Initially, this first front sort of washes out as it moves south. Again, maybe a shower or two tonight. And then we look towards Friday now, so we sort of fast forward here in time. This is the next system, and it'll be moving east. I think we'll get some pretty big storms on Friday evening out in West Texas, and then it moves in our direction. And on Saturday, during the day is when we could see some of these storms. Now, depending on timing, we could see a couple of strong storms too, and there's still a risk for that. And so we want to watch it very closely. I do know there's a lot of events going on, and we'll time it out for you best we can. Hopefully we just get some rain out of it and not severe weather. 81 this afternoon, some clearing, less humidity tonight. We drop down into the 50s. Cool and breezy. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 77 for a high. Partly cloudy. That's not bad at all as we kick off Fiesta. 75 Friday. There is a slight chance we could see some showers, maybe a storm, and then a 40% chance on Saturday. Clears out, though, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And so, for the most part, again, Fiesta is looking okay.
That's okay in small letters.
Yeah. You're consistent with the 40% on Saturday, though.
Yeah, we're
so
sticking
far.
with that.
All
Yes.
Right. Still got 2 more days.
Yeah.
Could change.
It's time to play your favorite game, Blinko Payday at Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel. Win your share of up to $120,000 in cash. 10 winners every Friday and Sunday.
Come and play. Economical cars and SUVs are on sale for you at World Car Hyundai North.
Why buy used when you can get new at prices like this?
2017 Hyundai Tucson SUVs save $5,000 now, only $18,995.
2018 Hyundai Elantras, only $14,800.
All backed by World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance.
Save some money and visit World Car Hyundai North this week.
World Car, for a lifetime.
Manufactured Housing Consultants is your South Texas manufactured home financing specialist. Manufactured Housing Consultants carries 7 different lenders with 8 manufacturers that offer 20-plus financing programs. Land and home financing available with credit scores as low as 550 with only 10% down. We take trade-ins or use the equity in your land and pay nothing down. We also have programs for self-employed and programs for no Social Security ITIN customers. Manufactured Housing Consultants, the South Texas high-volume, low-price leader.
Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel invites you to come and play. Over 3,300 slots, a poker room, and live bingo. Join the new Players Club and play your way to greater rewards. Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
Come and play.
It started with thousands across America and is down to the top 14.
Developing Ada taught me that I don't have to be afraid to be who I am.
As a result of their back-to-back losses in Oakland, the Spurs have now lost 10 games in a row on the road. And now that the best-of-7 series shifts to San Antonio, the Spurs have one big advantage on the champs, a better home record. The Warriors went 29-12 at the Oracle Arena in the regular season, while the Spurs went 33-8 for the 3rd best home record in the league. LaMarcus Aldridge has been a monster this season and leading the Spurs in scoring and with 27 double-doubles. He led all in Game 2 with 34 points. Now, despite that loss Monday night, the Spurs say they have something to build on at home.
I guess the physicality that we brought in was a lot better than Game 1. We rebounded better. Hopefully we'll shoot better at home. That would help a lot, especially against this team. And try to turn this around.
We can get them off their game and make them feel uncomfortable that way. I think that's what we've got to do. We just need to be consistent at that for majority of the 48 minutes, and that's hard to do. So, we got a great chance at home now to go back and amp that aggressiveness up.
Warriors head coach Steve Kerr wondered if his team could flip a switch heading into the postseason. That's after losing 10 of their final 17, with Steph Curry missing games due to a right ankle sprain and later a left knee sprain that has sidelined him to end the regular season and perhaps for all of the first round. He is set to be reevaluated this Friday right here in San Antonio. Now, still, the Warriors have flipped that switch with back-to-back wins behind the dynamic duo of Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson.
Just go out there and be myself. Be free-minded, have fun, because it is basketball. It's supposed to be a lot of fun, which it is, and then just play hard. No one can make up Steph's, contributions individually. That's got to be done as a team, and even then it's hard with the way he can shoot the ball.
And Game 3 is tomorrow night at 8:30. Game 4, 2:30 in the afternoon, live right here on KSAT 12. And it is time to play ball. Houston at Seattle. The Astros snapping their 3-game losing streak last night. Top 6 tied at 1. Brian McCann certainly can. He goes 2-run shot to right field as the Astros go up 3-1. That one measuring 372 feet. And the Astros get the win, 4-1. Game 3 of this series is later tonight. Texas at Tampa Bay, top 5. 2 on for Ronald Guzman, and he comes up clutch with a shot to right center and deep enough for a 2-run double as the Rangers go up 5-1. Guzman's only hit was a good one. Rangers win 7-2. The rubber match is going on right now. In Texas League last night, the Naturals shut out the Missions 2-0. San Antonio is now 7-5 on the season. The Valero Texas Open tees off this week with the Pro-Am today and the first round on Thursday at the JW Marriott Resort and TPC course. The field of competitors includes 2010 Valero Texas Open champion Adam Scott and the 10th ranked player in the world, Sergio Garcia, who was a consultant during the construction of this course.
Well, I think everything. Obviously, around the greens is tricky stuff. Driving it well is important because it helps a little bit going into these greens. And but with these windy conditions, there's a lot of solid, difficult holes out there.
Yeah, going to be an interesting 4 rounds of golf, that's for sure.
After his Masters, hopefully he can bounce back.
Right.
Stick around for the weekend.
Exactly.
Come on, Sergio.
Let's head over to SA Live in Market Square.
It is day 3, right? Day 3 of our SA Live Fiesta Medal giveaway.
I still think you need these as earrings.
You're going to turn these into earrings for me, aren't you?
Something like that. Earrings or cufflinks. Okay, the big giveaway, and David Elder, the clue is you look at your compass.
Yes.
On
West
the west
side of town. It's the ultimate place to throw a party.
Kind of a new development out there.
So that is your clue on where today's Fiesta Medal giveaway is, and David Elder will be live there in a little bit.
125 of these to give away starting at 2 o'clock. So, all right, Fiesta Spirit.
In your home. Yep. Oh, yes. We are going to show you how to make these really cute DIY Fiesta centerpieces.
And if you want a really tasty centerpiece, how about this drink? Look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah, this could quench one thirsty person's thirst, or a whole bunch of folks there from Viva Via. We are going to show you how to make that. That looks like a party in a glass, let me tell you, with all the gummy bears on there.
So we've got our medal giveaway. How about another giveaway? This one from La Familia Cortez.
Zulema Garcia is here. What you giving away over there?
So we have a Fiesta starter pack to give away. So everything that's in it, we have a flower crown, we have a fan, maracas, we have water bottles to keep you hydrated throughout the week. We have a Grand Marshal t-shirt and a Grand Marshal medal to throw in there so we can give away for all of y'all.
How do they win it? What do they need to do?
So let me tell you how you can win.
Quick.
So you go on Mi Tierra's Facebook page, like our post, share our post, and comment your name, and we'll pick a winner by the end of the day today.
All right. We've got a great Hawk Burger coming up. That's on SA Live.
You hear the big news? What? No? It's the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event, and it's happening now. Did you see the size of that logo? Check out this brainy lawnmower, and would you look at this Civic? Yeah, this is no ordinary Civic. It's a Honda Civic with Sport Mode. You know what's in here that's faster than Sport Mode? Okay, the Indy car, but that's mine.
The Honda Dream Garage Spring Event is on now. You could get a great deal on the Civic, a KBB.com Best Buy for 2018.
The San Antonio Home Show returns to the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall April 20th through 22nd. The best place to meet local experts, get answers to all your home improvement questions, and see the latest products and services for your home. Don't miss Joey Green sharing house hacks that will save you time and money. Plus, architect and author Christina Lee Wiggins. All this and the free Kids Zone. The San Antonio Home Show, April 20th through 22nd at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Tickets and schedule at TexasHomeandGarden.com.
My name is John Art, and I'm a happy rebath user of San Antonio. I'm not agile enough to step over in a tub. We went for just the walk-in shower. I can get in that shower and enjoy every minute that I'm in there and not be fearful of falling. I was so happy with our experience with Rebath of San Antonio. I want to go to work for them.
At Rebath, we only remodel bathrooms. If you're thinking about remodeling your bathroom, we would love to earn your business.
This is Vic Vaughn, owner of Toyota Bernie. During the 50% event, Tundras, $5,700 off, or take 0% interest for 72 months. We're going to half on over 200 Tundras during the 50% event at Toyota Bernie. Save $5,700 off or 0% for 72 months on Tundras, but you gotta hurry to Toyota Bernie. I-10, exit 543 in Bernie, toyotabernie.com.
Want to check back in on our KSAT Community Phone Bank with the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance. Make the choice to donate life.
Call now to get your questions answered about becoming an organ donor. The number is at the bottom of your screen. It is 210-351-1363.
And temperatures have jumped up to 76 degrees now. We'll top out around 81 this afternoon. We've already got northeasterly winds now, so some drier air tonight. That means a cooler morning tomorrow. 56 on your Thursday, 77 for a high. Slight chance of rain Friday. Best chances will be on Saturday, but still, we're only talking about a 40% shot. But a few of those storms could be strong on Saturday, so we'll be watching that very closely.
Yes, we will. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, let's take you back downtown. SA Live. I don't know about you, but I got a sugar high looking at that glass or whatever that was with all those gummy bears on the top of it.
You're not.
Straight ahead, the man believed to be behind the bombings across Austin killed after police say he blew himself up. The latest on what we're learning about Mark Anthony Condit. It could be days or even weeks before investigators have all the answers surrounding a series of bombings in Austin.
This morning, they did find their suspect. They say Mark Anthony Condit blew himself up just as police were moving in on him.
Yeah, Katrina Weber is live where it all happened along Interstate 35 in Round Rock. So, Katrina, it looks like a lot of the police vehicles we were seeing earlier are now gone. Give us an update.
Yeah, it does appear that way, and it could be a sign that investigators have everything they need from the scene here, but their investigation isn't over yet. Earlier this morning, Austin Police Chief told us everything that he does know so far. Chief Brian Manley told us that the suspect, Mark Anthony Condit, set off some type of explosive device inside a car where he was sitting. He reportedly did that as Austin SWAT officers were approaching the car early this morning in a motel parking lot. One of the SWAT officers also fired a shot at the car, and in the end, Condit was dead with injuries related to the explosion. Police say he was responsible for all of the recent package bombs, those that killed 2 people and injured 4 in Austin, and the bomb that went off inside a Schurz FedEx building yesterday. However, there is at least one critical piece of information that investigators still haven't learned.
We do not understand what motivated him to do what he did, and that will also be part of the continuing investigation.
It's an investigation that's being led by state and local authorities, even though federal agents were involved in this situation at one point. And again, that investigation could go on for days. And what police hope also continues is the vigilance among people. They say they have no idea where Condit was for the last 24 hours, and there's a chance there could be more bombs out there. So they ask all of us to continue to be watchful. Reporting live in Round Rock, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Definitely some good advice there. Thank you, Katrina. Now, the mayor of Pflugerville says that the suspect, Mark Anthony Condit, actually lived only 2 blocks away from him in a part of the city known as Old Town.
And that's where KSAT 12's Max Massey is in Pflugerville. So, Max, we know you're right next to the house. What can you tell us right now?
Yes, guys, now this is as close as we can get. Authorities have actually started evacuating the neighborhood, telling neighbors as well as businesses they need to clear out for safety reasons. Now, again, as close as we can get, this is the home behind me. We're about 3 lots and a road away, yellow and blue home, where authorities still combing through the home where they believe Condit lived. Now, earlier, the Travis County SWAT team had their truck parked in the yard. Law enforcement appeared to be very cautious as they approached it, even pulling out a robot. Now, authorities locked down portions of the street earlier this morning to start to look through the home. A really eye-opening experience for some of the neighbors.
I go in and out of Austin all the time, but because that's not where my home is, I felt like it was a little further away from being something that would touch us in Pflugerville.
The neighbors say it is jarring that they probably rode their bikes past the home of the suspect several times. Again, several different law enforcement agencies right behind me. As you can see, that is the Travis County SWAT team truck, and they are lined on the streets, again, evacuating the entire neighborhood. This is as close as the media is able to go for our own safety and and they told neighbors as well as business owners and businesses in the area to evacuate for safety cautions. We are told that they will be using a robot to start looking through the home just to be safe rather than sorry, make sure everyone is a clear distance in case they do find more devices in the home where they believe Condit lived. Reporting live in Pflugerville, Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you very much, Max. Investigators believe Condit acted alone, but they say there may be other suspicious packages still out there. Today, the FedEx sorting facility at Austin Bergstrom International Airport is closed again as the Austin Police Department conducted a follow-up investigation on a suspicious package.
But they've since cleared that scene. Local and federal law enforcement agencies swarming that building a few hours ago, investigating a package officials say was tied to previous bombings in Austin. They say Condit sent the package from a FedEx office location in Sunset Valley. We are tracking the latest developments out of the Austin area on this. We have it on KSAT.com as well as on our air, KSAT 12. We have more information on KSAT.com about Condit himself. We have some aerial video you want to see in a suspicious package. More on that suspicious package that was actually found in East Texas. The Rusk County Sheriff's Office is on the scene of that. ATF is on the way. Again, it's all on the homepage at KSAT.com.
Senators are expected to urge the Homeland Security Department to secure the state election systems. This comes as the Senate Intelligence Committee launches a plan to prevent foreign meddling in this year's elections. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen will testify today along with Jay Johnson, who was President Obama's head of Homeland Security when Russian agents targeted election systems in 21 states. That was ahead of the 2016 general election. The hearing comes after a bipartisan group of senators on the committee said that government efforts to protect state and local elections from Russian cyber attacks haven't gone far enough.
Oh, yeah, it's another nor'easter hitting right now in an area that's already been clobbered by winter weather. This storm is expected to bring nearly another foot of snow to some places. 17 states from Tennessee to Maine are under winter storm warnings and advisories. It comes after being walloped by 3 separate storms earlier. Massachusetts says they are ready for number 4 now. The city of Boston has 28,000 tons of salt. They've already begun prepping the roads. New Jersey has declared a state of emergency as the cities up and down the coast are shutting down. Philadelphia already declaring a snow emergency. Schools in Washington and New York City are already closed.
It's going to get worse as the day goes on. If you don't have to travel, please don't be on the roads.
The slick, icy roads are making driving tough. Troopers in Maryland say they have responded to more than 400 crashes overnight, including this deadly one. Oh, well, I guess we're not going to show the deadly crash in Carroll County. It left 1 person dead.
Oh, they got that up there, but look, we have here how sweet it is. They're shoveling snow. We're shoveling leaves, getting ready for springtime and nice green grass.
I mean, when you look at all that, I mean, there can be no complaints here. I mean, the allergies have been kind of bad, but even today, those numbers have come down. So no complaints, no complaints. You can start complaining a little bit once we get to Friday and the weekend. Those morning clouds come back. Then we'll allow a little bit of complaining. The aquifer is down 0.4 of a foot in the last 24 hours. And yeah, if there's one thing that we could maybe complain about, it would be the lack of rain, because we still do need some rain. So don't want to let that go unnoticed. Oak is high to, or moderate, excuse me, at a count of 410. That is down from the past couple of days, down a lot. That is some good news. The rest of the day is going to be wonderful. What you just saw on CityCam, nothing's going to change this afternoon. Just some high, thin cirrus clouds around. And after school, late this afternoon, temperatures will make it up into the upper 70s. And humidity is still, you know, pretty low today. Very, very bearable. Winds are a little bit breezy out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. So a nice day today. Enjoy it, because the humidity will be back before you know it. But we have some rain chances in your forecast, too. We'll talk about all that in just a few minutes. David?
Thank you, ma'am. Caught on camera, a woman attacked at a McDonald's worker in Wisconsin after getting her biscuit order wrong. Authorities are hoping surveillance video will help identify the suspect. Yeah, first, the angry customer sitting in the back seat of a car tossed the bag back through the drive-through window at the McDonald's employee. The woman then stormed to the restaurant, talked to a manager inside who tried to smooth things over. Then the customer pushes the 17-year-old worker. She falls to the ground and hits her head.
she got the wrong order, and it happens. So instead of acting like most people would act, she lost it.
Yeah, the woman now facing assault charges, and she is still on the run. The names will still be hard to pronounce, but we are at another milestone as fans wait for Swedish furniture giant IKEA to come to Greater San Antonio.
The mayor of Live Oak and store reps broke ground this morning on the future store at the corner of I-35 and Loop 1604. Josh Kernick is live there right now, and a lot of land behind you, Josh. It looks like the construction's already underway.
Yeah, and now that the 31 acres behind me are clear, store rep says over the next year we'll be able to watch them pour the foundation and put up those iconic blue walls. A 289,000 square foot store should be ready by spring of next year here in Live Oak. Right now, IKEA customers in the San Antonio area have to drive to either Round Rock or Houston to shop. IKEA says that number is at least 180,000 shoppers. This location will be the southernmost IKEA in America. The company has plans to tailor its products to our needs here. The Live Oak city manager says the store will be, quote, the most significant economic impact the region has ever seen. Beyond the 500 construction jobs and 250 in-store jobs IKEA says this should create, the city manager says the several million visitors to the store in the first year alone should help not only Live Oak, but cities like Marion and Cibolo. The mayor of Live Oak agrees.
I always say that one city doing well, we're all doing well. So as we are neighbors together, this will bring jobs to the area and certainly bring a market that hasn't been served here. So we are very excited about that.
Instead of having to drive an hour or more to get to a store, it was very important that we brought a store to the San Antonio area. This is a large area, great growing population. So we want to make sure that we're closer to our customers.
This will be the 49th store in the U.S., the 5th in Texas. It will have nearly 10,000 items, 3 model home interiors, and a children's play area. And, of course, there will be a restaurant serving Swedish specialties. Reporting live in Live Oak, Josh Kernick, KSAT 12 News.
Can already taste the Swedish meatballs. Yum. Coming up next on the news at noon, Beatles drummer and music Rick Ringo Starr getting a big honor.
Yeah, the Cowboys lose a fullback. Then they get back a fullback from the team they lost the first fullback to. We'll explain coming up.
But first, here's a look at your winning lottery numbers. Good luck, everyone. You're watching KSAT 12's News at Noon.
If you have been injured by a car or truck that ran a red light, call the Fours immediately. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, 4.
2 words, Truck Month. 1 word, awesome. Awesome Truck Month savings at Valmart Chevrolet. Like the new Silverado, save $13,000. And always free car washes for a year at Valmart Chevrolet.
We all look forward to our weekends to relax and unwind. So why spend them pushing a mower? This is Bobby Jenkins of ABC. We mow and maintain lawns all over the city. We offer a quality mowing program that fits the needs of most any homeowner. We use efficiently routed crews and great equipment. That means a great-looking yard at a great price. Plus, what's the #1 thing customers tell us? You guys always come when you're supposed to. It's ABC Home and Commercial Services.
ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Homework was a constant battle.
Pushing harder didn't work. Sylvan worked.
Sylvan worked. Sylvan worked.
At Sylvan, our certified teachers use personalized programs to help motivate students to achieve their personal best. Call Sylvan at 1-800-EDUCATE today.
You should go over there and dance with Tim Newkirk. I would just die. He wouldn't want to dance with me. Are you kidding?
Those glasses we picked out look great on you. Let's go.
Okay. This is where you say, hey, Tim, do you want to dance? Let's dance.
VisionWorks. We're here to help you.
The Federal Trade Commission is opening an investigation into the Cambridge Analytica scandal involving Facebook. Later today, Facebook executives will face tough questions on Capitol Hill. The controversy stemming from claims that Cambridge Analytica, a consulting firm with ties to the Trump campaign, over the information of up to 50 million Facebook users. The information was obtained from the social media site by a third party. The data included information that could be used to target and influence groups with political ads. Cambridge Analytica has suspended its chief executive, Alexander Nix, and is launching an independent investigation.
Social media buzzing with word of a new spring Frappuccino from Starbucks. The coffee giant will serve the Crystal Ball Frappuccino for a very limited time. Business Insider reported that the drink will go on sale tomorrow and remain available for 4 days or until supplies run out. Social media postings showed a foamy white drink with colorful flares topped with whipped cream and bright sprinkles. All right, if you're feeling exhausted, you might need some Frappuccino. It might be, though, more than just post-winter blues. One woman found out that she had anemia, the surprising causes of anemia, and how to spot it and what to do to take care of it. It's all coming up tonight at 6.
I think I would just pause for a moment. Just look at this picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm good.
Really nice.
I just wanted to
this week has been
soak it in.
This week has been great. I mean, this has been, I think, one of the nicest stretches of weather that we've had, just consistent. Like if you wash your car on Monday, you've been good all week. You'll be good today, and you'll be good tomorrow as well. But as we head into Friday, things will start to change. We just have to show off a view of these gorgeous KSAT Connect sunrise photos from this morning. We've got oranges, we've got pinks, and we have this awesome picture from downtown. Looking over our beautiful city. Nice weather continues today, but we got some rain chances in your forecast, so we'll talk about that coming up. We'll be right back.